Eastern Carolina, man. The Pirates, they are heading down to New Orleans. They're going to be taking on the Tulane Green Wave, and what's really going to be another crucial midweek American Conference showdown, 7:30 Eastern, happening over in Yulman Stadium. Now, last time we saw Tulane notably on the national stage, we were seeing them getting pants by Ole Miss. It was an embarrassing performance, and not only this coaching staff, but Jake Redsoff and the boys would let you know that what happened in that game was simply unexpected. They expected to play a lot better. Now, it would have been fair, at least from a fan perspective, not expecting Tulane to win. That would have been an unfair expectation, but the fact that they didn't even compete in that game, that was a really hard look against one of the powers in the SEC. But give them credit, man. They did bounce back. They're able to refocus, dust their shoulders off, and handle Tulsa pretty convincingly. Jake Redsoff, really showing that dual threat ability, able to run for a touchdown, looked pretty good for the air as well. Plus, Javin Gordon was able to have a pretty good performance on the ground as well. 78 yards and 3 touchdowns. It was about a 2 touchdown win for Tulsa last week, and being able to ultimately refocus as well. But now you got an East Carolina team that's coming into town, and you notice that East Carolina, they have a 3-2 record, but I want to say this from what I've seen from them overall this year, outside the BYU game. The BYU game was rough for East Carolina. This is a team that's better than I think what the record ultimately shows. Case in point, we saw them last Thursday against the Army Military Academy, normally one of the most disciplined teams in the country, like on a year in, year out basis. And East Carolina absolutely blows them out of the field. A 28-6 win for Army. Honestly, could have been even worse. And particularly Caden Hauser looked pretty good in that Army game, able to get a throw for over 250 yards, multiple touchdowns. But this offense is not just about Caden Hauser. Really huge kudos to that East Carolina offensive line last week. I remember distinctly watching their Thursday night affair against the Army, and man, the way East Carolina was blowing Army off the ball when it comes to running plays, it was really something to watch. You rarely see that happen to the military academies. If it does happen, it's normally because they are going up against, a power conference team, like someone like the Notre Dames of the world. But to see someone like East Carolina do that, man, that offensive line, that is a pretty solid unit. And not to mention the defense obviously looked really good as well, really smothering that Army offensive attack. They had no answers for that defense on that Thursday night, forcing like key turnovers in the process too. So for Tulane, it's going to be really interesting to see, particularly that rushing attack for Tulane versus that East Carolina front seven. I think that's going to be one of the biggest keys in this matchup. Looking obviously, the quarterback battle between Jake Redsoff and Caden Hauser is going to get a ton of attention, but man, whoever wins between the Tulane rushing attack and that offensive line versus East Carolina's front seven, I think that could really dictate the overall tempo of this game. Obviously, whoever wins the turnover battle will be extremely important as well. But I think that's going to be the top thing to watch is how does Tulane's offensive line hold up against this East Carolina front seven? If Tulane can find a way to, gash East Carolina consistently, it's going to be a long Thursday night for the Pirates, who are going to be in front of a rocking Yulman Stadium. And speaking of that stadium, we'll go ahead and check what the model thinks real quick. So right now, Tulane is favored, about a touchdown favorite, but right now the Redzone model is saying that, hey, this game should be a little bit tighter than what's being reported right now. Our model is saying that Tulane should only be a 5.5-point favorite, while FanDuel is a little bit higher on the Green Wave. So it's very crystal clear that this game is going to have massive ripple effects, not only in the American Conference, but it's going to have some ripple effects in the entirety of the G5 landscape. So I when I say this pick, I'm not super confident in this pick, but here's two things that I do know right now. Right now, I know that this game is happening in the Bayou, in a rocking Yulman Stadium. That stadium is going to be electric on Thursday night. Plus, John Summerall is still on the sideline. I am really high on John Summerall right about now, man. So with those two things combined, this is going to be a real, I think, most fascinating matchup of Thursday night is this one right here. But I'm going to lean towards Tulane leading this game. I think they're going to win in a highly competitive game, 31-24. So for us, we're going to disagree with the model a little bit. We are disagreeing from a standpoint of whether Tulane should cover or not. The model disagrees that East Carolina should cover, even though they're a road underdog. We're going to say that I think Tulane does cover here because we think that they're going to win 31-24. We think that's what the final score is going to be. But guys, if you have an opportunity to watch this game on a Thursday night, do it. It's going to be a really fun one. And I can't wait to see a highly competitive game within the American Conference.